The intelligence bureaus need to be reviewed for what kind of method and standard they are upholding in collecting their intelligence, which has supposedly justified the Mueller investigation and the never-ending Flynn investigation, which have provided zero conclusive evidence to back up their allegations and which have massively infringed on the elected government's ability to make the changes that they have committed to the American people. The Church Committee constituted the most extensive review of intelligence activities available to the public. Much of the contents were classified, but over 50,000 pages were declassified under the President John F. Kennedy Assassination Records Collection Act of 1992. President Kennedy was assassinated in Dallas, Texas on November 22, 1963. 2 days before his assassination, a Hate Kennedy handbill was circulated in Dallas, accusing the president of treasonous activities, including being a communist sympathizer. Just as the Iraq and Libya war was based on cooked British intelligence, Russiagate appears to have had its impetus from our friends at MI6. It is no surprise that Sir Richard Dearlove, who was then MI6 chief 1999 to 2004, and who oversaw and stood by the fraudulent intelligence on Iraq stating they bought uranium from Niger to build a nuclear weapon, is the very same Sir Richard Dearlove who promoted the Steele dossier as something credible to American intelligence. In other words, the same man who is largely responsible for encouraging the illegal invasion of Iraq, which set off the never-ending war on terror that was justified with cooked British intelligence, is also responsible for encouraging the Russian spook witch hunt that has been occurring in the United States for the past 4 years over more cooked British intelligence. The FBI and CIA are knowingly complicit in this. Neither the American people nor the world can afford to suffer any more of the so-called mistaken intelligence bumbling and paths to treason. It is time that these intelligence bureaus are held accountable for, at best, criminal negligence, at worst, betrayal, including war crimes against their own country. What we have today is greed that surpasses all understanding, and that's the idea. Greed is defined as terrorism or anti-this or that or patriotism or lack of it. As I said, on and on it goes. One word is all that is necessary to describe the sorry situation in America and the world today. That word is greed. What have we truly learned since 9/11? If nothing else, we have learned the greed of those in high places is overwhelming the people there. Presidents and Congresses, the American legal system, the media's talking heads, the preachers and the school teachers, just about every powerful person in America is consumed with greed.